Today we're going to be discussing the Galaxy S24 series in 2025 here. This kind of late 2025. I think these phones are going to be crazy popular because of the software updates. And then you won't have to really upgrade these phones for a long time because they got a very long software support with a 7-year pledge, which is something that I think Samsung should have brought down to the S23 series like Google did with the older Pixels. But we'll see, but probably not. But yeah, these phones are coming down in price. S24 350, really good. S24 Plus around the 450 mark, and then the S24 Ultra is still, a bit expensive in the used refurbished marketplace. $617, and if you want to buy this phone new, it's still going to cost you, quite a bit of money. I think it's, I think it might be like 800, maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah, so $800, that's not too bad. But yeah, guys, I think these phones are awesome. I did a individual, video with all of these phones, and I'm gonna do a bit more comparison with the S24 Ultra since I just got it back. As you guys know, I sold mine, and or traded in rather. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I think the design, I think Samsung, a lot of people prefer the Ultra's design as far as like the Plus models go, even the Plus models honestly, because from what I've been reading in the comments, the thicker camera rings on the S25 series has not been that well received, and for me personally, it just has not grown on me that much. I think these phones look a lot more premium with these slimmer camera rings, but let me know what you guys think here. Also, another advantage that you have with the hardware and pretty much with the S24 Ultra is that you have the Bluetooth S Pen with the Bluetooth capability, and honestly I just like the way this feels. It has a little bit more weight to it. That's something that I actually do not like with the S25, is that it feels very flimsy and like a toy since they took out the Bluetooth. And yeah, you could use this from a distance, take videos, take pictures, skip songs with the double press and all of that. And yeah, it is a really cool thing to have. But yeah, the hardware I think just looks better on the S24 series in general, just because of the slimmer camera rings here. All these phones are IP68 dust and water resistant as well. Let's talk about the displays here. So you have a 6.3 inch display, 6.7 and 6.8 inch display on the S24 Ultra. And these phones have excellent displays. Really love them. I think the cool thing here with the Ultra phone, for example, is that it does have that anti-reflection coating, which is very nice. So it really will dim down those reflections, which is pretty cool. So for example, if I show you guys the Plus with that same light, you can see the light is a lot harsher, and it's a feature that I just really like if you're under these really bright lights and stuff like that. But yeah, the displays are awesome on all of these phones. Dynamic AMOLED, 120 Hz, HDR10 Plus on all of these phones. Really strong glass. They're all flat displays, which a lot of people really like, especially on this Ultra model. I would say one thing that I really like about the Plus model is that it does have a 1440p resolution now. And Samsung used to do 1440p's on the Plus model, and then they randomly stopped with, but I believe it was like the S20. No, not the S20, the S21, and then the 22 and 23 all had 1080p displays. Now we're back to the 1440p panel, so it looks nice and sharp and crisp like the S24 when you're watching 4K, not 4K, but 2K content. But besides that, I mean, the displays look great. Even the S24, it just looks really good as well. And yeah, I'm a big fan of the panels on these displays. Now you do have to turn the vividness slider up on these screens here, because to get that kind of older Samsung colors. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the panels on here. So if you are someone that consumes content, video editing, picture editing, these are great displays, guys. Watch movies on YouTube, whatever. Another reason to buy an S24 phone is going to be, again, the software support, 7 years starting with Android 14. And then the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is extremely efficient. It's more than enough power this phone would be fast for a very, very long time. And it's one of the reasons why they went ahead and just extended the software support, because these phones are going to be super fast years from now. Even right now, there's not much people can do to really take advantage of the power that these phones have, like video editing and stuff like that, emulators. They run really well on these phones, but I'm talking about just general smoothness, animations, multitasking. You have 12 gigs of RAM on the S24 and the Ultra, 8 gigs of RAM on the base model, but even the base model is still able to run extremely quick. We're talking about just coming in and out of applications and stuff like that. It's a really smooth experience, and it's just something that I think a lot of people appreciate. So whether you're a power user or even if you are a gamer here, we pop open PUBG here. Excellent devices when it comes to gaming performance, regardless of whatever you pretty much play, whether it's PUBG, Call of Duty, Genshin, emulators, no heating issues. It's just a really good gaming experience. And like I said, even if you're trying to game for a little bit on the cheaper side, the S24 is just a great device. Even with the smaller battery, it still does a really good job with heating and stuff like that. So I would say, guys, if you are someone who is a heavier user, video editing, photo editing, gaming, emulators, running GPS a lot, and just doing a lot on your phone, a lot of multitasking, maybe doing a lot of AI tasks, these phones are going to be great for that. And speaking of the AI, you do pretty much get all of the same AI features that you will get on an S25, so you're not really missing out on that. As we know, with the S23 series, your audio eraser and photo ambient wallpaper is not here, and I think that throughout the years it'll pretty much stay consistent with whatever the S25 gets in terms of AI features. The S24 series should also get, right? Let's check out the speakers on all of these. We'll start with the S24. So all of the S24 speakers sound pretty good. Of course, the Ultra is going to have just a little bit louder sound. It just has a little bit more bass. So overall, just a little bit louder. But I'm really surprised with the S24 the most. It sounds really good. A lot of bass. Very clean, clear quality here. So I was actually pretty surprised with this one being the smallest. But the speakers sound great on all of these. I would say the S24 and the Plus sound pretty similar, with the S24 Ultra also sounding similar, but just basically a little bit louder. One of the biggest reasons to buy an S24 is that the cameras are very good, and they pretty much, if you look at my S24 and 25 comparisons, I mean, they look pretty much identical when it comes to the overall photo quality. You might notice a slight difference in color is probably one of the things I noticed with the base model S24, but the Ultra and the Plus, I mean, they looked almost identical. And the reason because the base model and the Plus, they really look the same is because Samsung hasn't updated the cameras in years on the base model and Plus. Like the image processing and stuff changes a little bit, but essentially they have to have the same cameras for a long time. But they perform very good, and just general photos, great detail, great dynamic range, great color. And then we also do have on the Ultra just really good zoom quality, man. Very good zoom quality. So if you're somebody, maybe you go to concerts a lot, 30 times zoom looks awesome on this phone, 100 times. It just looks great. So the telephoto lens, that extra periscope lens looks great. But like I said, video is awesome on the S24. I've done a few shorts with the S24 Ultra, and it looks fantastic. The selfie cameras look great on here. So I think the photos look great. So if you are someone who takes a lot of photos, and you like to record videos and stuff like that, the overall image quality is pretty good on the S24 series just in general. So these are very good phones for, you know, taking photos and videos. One of the biggest, and this is not even really a big surprise, because I knew once we found out how efficient the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 was, the battery life is a reflection of that. Standby time is excellent on all of these phones, especially the S24. This is the phone you kind of watch for because it has a smaller battery, but you're getting very good battery life. Not as good as the Ultra and the Plus, but man, the screen on time is still pretty good on the base model S24. And because the Plus and the Ultra pretty much have the same size battery, you have a 49 and a 5000, you're getting really good battery life, easily over 6 hours of screen on time. We're talking about 8 hours of screen on time, especially for lighter users. Just an excellent experience. My only issue with these phones is that, and my issue with just, you know, the S25 series too, they charge slow. Like compared to like the Xiaomi phones I have and stuff like that, they charge kind of slow. We're talking about 45 watts on the Plus and the Ultra, and then it's even slower on the base model S24. We're talking about 25 watts. So it feels slow when you're charging these phones up. They also have reverse wireless charging as well, and you know, your standard wireless charging. One thing that I kind of miss on the S24 Ultra is the Qi 2. So this only has just, you know, the Qi 1. That's one thing that I kind of noticed, but besides that, the whole battery situation is excellent. So I think if you guys are thinking about getting an S24 phone, definitely go ahead. These phones are excellent for the price. I mean, you really can't go wrong with either of these phones. It just depends on what you're looking for. I would say if you don't need the pen and all the little extra features, it's fine to go with an S24 or a Plus model, guys. I don't know why a lot of people, you don't have to have the Ultra phone. It's just a waste of money if you're not going to use the extra features and stuff like that. So be sure to let me know what you guys think.